Hello there, folks. I'm starting off at this point to show you this beautiful old building, and I believe now I'm on a completely new path today, completely brand new, that I've never been on before in my life. I believe that this building is now the headquarters for, appropriately in this landscape, a climbing club, and we're on the Heathy Lee side of Chatsworth Park here, and you can probably hear the road noise because that's a very, very busy road that leads up to the Robin Hood Inn, which is a really lovely pub on the way to a local town called Chesterfield. And the route through there is incredibly scenic. It's very, very attractive. But today is a non-gym day. I'm going to train 3 times this week. I did my first training session yesterday, and on non-training days, I will do my longer walks, and tomorrow we'll do back and biceps because I did chest and triceps yesterday, and on Saturday I'll just do whatever the hell I feel like, because that's my life, ladies and gentlemen. I pick and choose what I actually want to do. I'm just going to give you another little pan around, and you can see, you know, you've got the wonderful craggy edges of the Peak District here, and you get to decide what bits of information you cherry pick for your life. Because I know I'm reflecting obviously a lot on my former relationship and realizing just how much of it was me imprisoning myself and going back willingly time and time again, knowing full well, being fully cognizant of the fact that it was never going to work out with this particular guy. Wow, God, this path is fabulous. I'm just going to walk a little bit further along, and I'm going to show you. This is the Peak District at its very, very best. Look at those craggy bits of rock and this wonderful, wonderful path behind me. It's glorious, but it can feel really daunting to step out and really live your life. I've certainly found that. I mean, look at this, and it's all on my doorstep. I do love it here. I really do love it here, and I remind myself that it was my choice to come back up here, to breathe my own air, to be in the spots where I grew up, that I loved, being able to experience those on a more regular basis. It's what I want to inspire in other people, because my life up here is really joyful. It's so exciting, it's so stimulating as you look at these beautiful, they're almost like giants waiting to emerge from the landscape, and it's where I really feel at home. And when I first travelled up here, my ex-boyfriend, he actually drove me with some of my belongings when the rest of them were in 2 other removal vans, one of which is very important, one of which carried my piano and the other one carried the rest of my furniture. And when we were newly in the flat, one of the phrases that he used often, which, oh God, I've described people in my history as killing things with questions, and often they were really invasive and overt. But with the questions, though we didn't ask many, the questions that my ex-boyfriend often directed at me was this one phrase: what's wrong with that? i.e. tiny little things that I would do that he would do in a different way, washing up and storing things in drawers, and what's wrong with that? And basically, rather than actually just being straight up honest and saying, oh, why don't you do it the way that I do it, he would do this really passive aggressive, oh, what's wrong with that? And it was, God, honestly, this from a man in his 50s asking these picky little questions, not just once or twice. And former version of Martin would have allowed that to make me behave in ways that weren't authentic to me, that would want to get his approval, and just this constant diminution, you know, to chip away. And I just thought, what the fuck am I doing with this man? What am I doing here? What's the purpose of all of this? And of course, the purpose was to make me realize that this wasn't the path that I wanted to tread for my own best good. It was the path for me that had a lot of sympathy, you know, for him, that had understanding for him, and put his needs way above my own. And ultimately realizing that there wasn't really any conversation or discussion between the two of us, and ultimately realizing that it's my life and I have to be honest with myself and ultimately with him, which frankly is why it ended, because pretty much the last thing that I said to him was, why are you so horrible? And you know, it sort of fizzled out, frankly, from there. And I'm now in a position where I'm really examining what it is that I want to do, how I want to live, the surroundings that I want to find myself in, all this beauty and openness and space to explore in a way that works for me. And from here on in, choosing to be with people that share that same openness and flexibility and joy, because he was a dark man. He was very morbid, actually. And I realized that more and more, that I was spared any further horrors, frankly. So whatever you're experiencing, there are great lessons to cherry pick, great awakenings that you can experience, that you can take with you, and ultimately live the life that you choose. And I'm going to show you that this is how much rain we've been having. So this is where we turn around and we go another path and we live our own lives. See you on the next video.